guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a quick little video talking about jobs that I've been looking at and pay transparency as an LPN who specializes in psych. So I live in Denver, Colorado for reference. These are just some of the jobs that I have been looking at and that a few of them I do have interviews at. And I'll talk a little bit about the positions and kind of what they entail. But I just wanted to put this out here because I feel like there's not a ton of pay transparency when it comes to being an LPN. And I feel like people still try to hate on the profession of being an LPN and try to say that like you don't really make money as an LPN. And I hate to tell you guys, that is really not true. Okay, so first things first, I graduated in July. I'm about to sit for my boards within the next 3 weeks or so. I just have been waiting to get my transcripts and submit it to the state, get my ATT. If you're a nurse, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a long process. Well, now I'm finally at the point where I'm close enough that I can start applying just to see what's out there, put my feelers out and just, take a chance, take a leap, see what it's all about. So far, I have applied to 4 different positions. I have not heard back from one. And I also had someone reach out to me on Instagram asking if I'm looking for a job. So I'll talk to you guys about that as well. But let's talk about these jobs. Okay, so like I said, I specialize in psych. I want to stay in the realm of psych, whether it's corrections, outpatient psych, maybe inpatient, depending on where it is, and detox. That's kind of my thing. So the first job that I applied to, it is a detox center. This one's a little far from me, which is kind of the only I don't know if I want to be driving that far, especially in the winter. But I am really interested in detox, and it's PRN. And so the blessing with PRN is you can work when you want to, you can pick your schedule, and the pay range is from $30 to $51 an hour. And yes, this is an LPN range. Okay, so the second job that I applied to, it is at a county jail outside of Denver. It's weekends only, 8-hour days. Don't hate that, I'm not gonna lie. This one is $34 to $36 per hour range. And what's really cool is it's not a typical corrections position. They actually have a MAT clinic that they do at the jail. And I just think that that is so cool because I truly believe that if you give people the resources and they want it, that they can rehabilitate back into society and feel clean and feel good, especially when they, if they get released. So I just think that that's really cool that they offer a MAT clinic in the jail. I really like that. Okay, so the next place that I applied to, they are an outpatient mental health center, but they're in a different county. So I work in a really big outpatient facility in Denver County, and this one covers a different county. And we actually were supposed to merge with them this year, so that's kind of funny, and we're no longer merging with their company. So it's just interesting. I'm I'm applying to this job of the place that we were supposed to, be in cahoots with, I guess. But it's part-time, and it's a float pool, and it's all psych, outpatient psych. They do have a crisis center for adolescents as well, and they just have other programs that my place doesn't. And the pay is $51 an hour, no benefits. I also applied to a methadone clinic. The hours weren't that good. It was like 5 a.m. to like 1. I know that some people are like, oh my god, yay. Honestly, being somewhere at 5 a.m. sounds like, ugh. But I was willing to consider it. You know, the pay wasn't super bad. I think it was like the mid-30s range, like 34 to 38 or something. Benefits, full-time. But it looks like they hired somebody because they removed the listing literally the day after I applied. So they must have hired someone. So just wasn't meant to be, but that's another place that I applied to. And finally, the last place that I applied to is another outpatient psych facility. I actually have never heard of this one, which is surprising because, again, I work in like the most well-known outpatient psych facility because they're like contracted with the government, like in Denver County specifically. So this one is it's community outpatient behavioral health and psych, but again, I've never heard of it, which is really interesting. But they do psych, they do MAT clinic, which are all things that I already do and I really, really love. This one is only part-time, but the schedule is like pretty bussin'. It's like 9 to 5. I would love to go to work at 9 a.m., y'all. I'm not a morning girly, and the range is 37 to 40 an hour. Oh, and I forgot to mention one more. Someone reached out to me on Instagram and was like, hey, I saw you're a psych nurse. Like, are you looking for a job? And this isn't someone I like know personally. They just like follow me on Instagram. But he was telling me that he works at like a detox facility and said that they're hiring. And I'm new to the detox realm. I've never worked in detox, but I'm very interested. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know anything about the hours, the pay range, but I'm going to talk to the DON very soon, and I actually need to send them my resume like right now. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, and I'm very excited, and let's just cross our fingers that I pass that NCLEX.